Good afternoon, evening, morning, whenever you're watching, ladies and gentlemen. I'm your commentator, Dale Jr. Fan 62, and we're here to bring you today's presentation of the Amazon Cup Series at the I-7 Raceway in Avondale, Arizona. Today's DNQs were Julio Cesar, Penguin, Big Nader 88, Josh Hude, Sylvie Gang, Ryan Johnson, and Nat Racing Kid. They're out mowing the lawn today, but Richard Herman is definitely not. He will pace the field and will lead us to the green flag here at ISM with Zach Wonderfree TV on his outside. After our hiatus ends, we are ready to race here as they come to the restart zone. Flagman has the green in his hand. We are racing here in Avondale. Through the turn 1 kink they go. The field still double wide. People are already making their moves. They're already 3 wide there for second. Here Hito gets pushed way to the outside. They're already 4 wide. And we already have an accident on the first lap. That's Nitro, Pantalica, and Jose Potato all going around on the back stretch. It's the first lap and we've immediately had an incident. That is not good at all, and the field immediately slows down to take the yellow. As we'll now get you a replay here of the first lap incident involving Nitro, Pantalica, and Jose. We look at the field now. Over here they're going 4 wide. Dumbledore washes up the track. Still 4 wide. Oak Assassin on the bottom. And Nitro just gets pinched in the outside wall by Dumble. Collecting the other drivers. Really unfortunate there for Pan and Jose. As you'll see here in a second, they had absolutely nowhere to go. We ride along with Jose the Potato. Through the middle he goes. You can see the field bunching up there. As the wreck starts, Division's clouded and has nowhere to go. As that beautiful number 49 has to go back to the garage where it started today. As we've now, through the magic of computers, sped up through the caution, Richard Herman will lead us back to the line. We're restarting single file. Let's hope we can make a lap. We've got 47 of them to make here, so let's hope we can get them in. Richard Herman will lead us back to the line. Let's see if we can get our first green flag lap in. He gets a great restart as they roar off into the turn 1 kink. Not very many drivers looking to cut it short as they go into turn 2. I believe that's turn 2. Ever since they reconfigured this track, I've never been able to figure out where the turns are. Down the back stretch they go. Going to the inside. It looks like a few seconds ago we could have made a move on the 7 and the 37, but nothing would have come there. Hunter B's now going to go to the inside of him as they go in the turn. I think this is 2 now. I apologize for my ineptitude. They need to stop remodeling this track every 3 years. As What If Racing is now going to pull away just a little bit, just slightly from Zach. He has had an absolutely abysmal season, as has Hirohito, but looks like this is the track where even the worst drivers can do well. So we now look farther back in the pack. We have a little gaggle of Eclipse Motorsports cars. A little bit of an Eclipse sandwich with Jimmy in the middle. And speaking of Jimmy, he's going to go to the inside of the bumper of the Real Gaming Freak. Caution's going to come back out again. Hard hit to the inside wall. He's able to keep going, so let's hope he's alright. That was a hard hit. So we did make a couple laps there under green. Apologize for the brief stutter. But let's take a look back at what happened. So you can see here, Jimmy is right in the middle. It's all Eclipse here. He comes up and he and Real Gaming Freak just barely get into each other, and it's just enough to send him into the inside wall. Unfortunate for that National Guard machine, but that's life sometimes. Herman's still out front. Rusty Fighter has dropped off the pace. He is a lap down. I believe that is Rusty Fighter. As may be deceiving me, but I think that's the 42. So they come down the backstretch, prepared to take the green for what seems like the 5th time in 4 laps. We've made 12 here. Let's see if we can make... I'm not good at math. You can do that. You can do it yourself. It's like 20 something. But anyway, we're back to green here in Evandale. Rusty Fighter looks like he's gonna hold up the dominant inside lane here. He's gonna have to move out of the way. There's no policy in this league on the movement of lap cars other than they must line up on the inside on restarts. So I'm pretty sure some of the drivers, especially Zach and Hero, are not very happy. They've got cars that could win today, and there's a car that has no chance of winning, holding them up. Onto the backstretch, the field moves. It's double wide for most of it. So we have a little bit of a bunch up here with Rusty Fighter holding up the inside lane. It's the one you want to be in, but not right now. Everyone's gonna have to start cutting turn one pretty wide. Hunter B makes a move to the bottom. He's gonna go 3 wide with Zach and What If. See if this move will pay off as they go into turn 4. Or turn 3. Whatever turn that is. Field still very much double wide. It looks like a very scattered out high speed pace lap. With a few of the guys not getting the memo. Herman has pulled out to a very big lead over Hirohito. 2 drivers that you have not seen mention, or heard mention rather, much this year. Rusty Fighter has moved to the high lane, but that's going to hold up Zach and Savage a massive deal as they pass by the Cactus flag stand for the 17th time today. Is there now 3 wide again with Rusty out on the outside, where he probably won't be able to hurt anyone. The field stacks up going into 3. I say stacks up. I feel like checkup may be a better use of the word. Kiana going way down on the inside, cutting the turn big time. To look back in the pack, there's Pitboy Flynn with the 62 of DJF underneath him. Nick Sam battling side by side with only on the wheels. Big Blue on the inside of someone. Camera cut away before I could tell who they were. That appears to be the 87. I'll have to consult my spreadsheet to see who that is. The 87 of Big Shade. Sorry for the delay there. We've seen some excellent racing here in Phoenix. Let's see if it can continue. Nick Sand to the bottom of Pitboy Flynn, trying to make a move to get up there to pass DJF and Rusty Fighter, who will be leaving his team. We have 2 drivers side by side who will not be on their teams anymore. Of course, Nick Sand will be retiring, and Rusty Fighter will be signing with a different team. Later this year, you will see the very special car that he has opted to run for his goodbye race. Hirohito is now actually closed in a little bit on Herman. It is now only 0.3 of a second the difference. Let's see if he can make up some ground. Down the back stretch, the leaders go. Now followed by the rest of the pack. As we'll cycle through, there's Savage Toy Show going to the bottom, trying to make moves. But here's a big gaggle of cars surrounding Rusty. Only on wheels looks like he got into the wall just a little bit. Is that bottom lane running way down to the bottom through turn 1? Looks like it's going to be used increasingly as this race goes on. A little bit of contact between Rusty and Flynn. Thankfully they keep it straight. And the rubber banding effect that you kind of see where everyone spreads out and then bunches back up at the end of the backstretch, it's unreal. Side by side again through this turn complex. We have another DJF side by side battle. Last time that happened, there was an accident. It's the 03 and the 91. Here we have 51 side by side for a brief moment with the 76, but now it's with the 98. This has been an absolutely amazing race here in the back of the pack. Not so much toward the front, as everyone has kind of spread out and started doing their thing. As now we see Dale Reynolds, I believe he is the current points leader. He has been doing fairly well this season, even if he isn't the points leader. And that tire rack number 27. He had the Real Gaming Freak on his outside for a brief moment. So we now cycle through the back of the pack. See Anderson Reed in the 31 with BKR to the bottom of him. And Anderson Reed's going to go around. And Kemo just nearly avoids him. That was a very close call. Pulled a bit of a Ryan Priest there. And the caution's going to come back out again with the 31 Mopar machine of Anderson Reed spinning off the bumper of BKR. For some reason, they are passing the pace car. I believe that may just be a game issue, but let's take a look back at the accident on lap 25. BKR pushes up the track just a little bit. He's got Anderson Reed right in front of him, and his front quarter panel catches the nose. Catches the tail of Anderson Reed, and the 31 has gone around. Let's go on board with Kemo here. That was a very, very close call for him. It's a miracle he got through that accident. Didn't plow straight into him. See all the smoke going around? That brief, evasive action at the end. That is impressive. Evasive action, if you've ever seen it there. We now have two cars a lap down. It's Chase Elliott TV falling in line on the bottom. We come to the line. Green flags out atop the cactus. As Do the Do immediately dives to the bottom. He's going to try to go to the bottom of the lap cars. Very smart move from Do. He's going to make a move to the bottom. He's going to go to the lead. Now we just got to get around Rusty Fighter, and he'll be clear of the pack. We cycle back through the pack, and we've got another massive accident here on the restart. Jimmy almost gets involved the second time. That's Prey McShane. What if racing? They've both gone around. As Do is now your leader, we've had our first lead change of the race. As the 47 orange and white Home Depot machine has assumed the lead. Let's go back and look at the wreck on the restart. We'll go here with What If Racing. He's being tailed by DJF. Does not appear as though he was the start of the incident from what I saw. Oh, he was the start of the incident. He blows up, tries to get down to the bottom, gets into, avoids everyone, but then Oak Assassin gets into him. And the wreck ensues up front from there. I thought he would have been an innocent bystander, but I was very wrong. Let's go back and look at Prey McShane. She's coming up through the field. You can see the smoke billowing up ahead. She's got to avoid all this carnage. She has absolutely nowhere to go. Gets into Jericho, and Dumbledore has nowhere. Excuse me, Dumbledore, not Dumbledore. Gets into her. That's a 5-car incident there, the biggest we've seen this race. Only have a few laps to go here. I think we have 14, if my math stands right. We are coming to 13 laps to go. We'll have to see how this battle turns out. We have the 47, the 1, the 45, the 53, and the 12 leading us to the line. We are green. Do with a really good restart there. Lap cars are going to be on the inside. That's not where the guys in second and third and whatnot are going to want to be. A little bit of contact there as Hirohito pushes Hunter B just a little bit up the track. As Hirohito's going to try to take second away, but he's got the 12 of Goki on the bottom of him. Racing onto the 12th to last lap of the race, meaning 12 to go. Could have phrased that a little better, but what are you going to do? DJF going to the bottom. We haven't of Hunter B. We haven't talked about him much today. This restart was great for him. Hirohito washes up in turn 3 or 4 or whatever they call it now. And DJF is going to go to the bottom of him. Hiro washes up again now that he's on the outside line. He's going to drop back. DJF makes the pass on him. The Sunburst machine now sets its sights on the 2 lapped cars. Savage Toy Show is now going to the bottom. He's trying to make a move. They are 4 wide. They were 4 wide, I should say. Just a second. Savage is going to go to the bottom of DJ up the 60 and the 62. But he's only going to be able to go side by side with Zach. That's going to push Zach out of line. Duke continuing the lead here, but this is where all the action is happening. Battle for the top 5 spots. This is just really for a chance to get in the top 5. They go 3 wide down the backstretch. It's Hiro, it's Zach, it's Big Shade. Excuse me, that's not... I've said Big Shade, that's actually New Shade. Big Shade is the name of the team. I need to correct myself there. Even though he is the only person on the team. As far as I know. I think they actually do have them. No, they don't have a part-time team. I digress. Wrangler going to the bottom of New Shade. Apologize for that little bit of a mix-up there. It's my first race back in the booth in a long time. As we now have 8 laps to go. Make that 7 laps to go as the checker finally updates. It's a 0.4 of a second lead that Do has over Goki. Look back in the pack, there's one Carnation. We haven't mentioned him at all this race. He dives to the bottom. He's going to try to get to the inside of Zach. It's not going to work. Zach's going to get the run off the outside. The Carnation battles back on the inside. They're going to be side by side. They're 3 wide. Big Blue, Nick Sant, Pit-Boy, Flynn. They're 3 wide for position. Pit-Boy is going to come out with the advantage. In the closing laps of this race, Wrangler goes to the bottom. He passes the pole sitter. Or is attempting to make a pass on the pole sitter. He's going to have the inside lane. Let's see if it works. Still side by side. He's got Wrangler pushing him. Now he moves up to the high side. Door to door they go through turn 2. I think this is turn 2. A lot of battling here, but it is still clear sailing out front. We come to 5 laps to go. I think this is 5. We are at 5 laps to go. This will be 4 laps to go. Goki has actually closed the lead down a lot. It is now less than 0.2 of a second. It's probably not going to be enough to close the gap all the way. As we come back up to the front, there they are. Bumper to bumper, almost. There's about a car length between them. This is going to be a good finish, folks. Don't go away. But why would you go away? There are only 3 laps to go. Who do you think we are? ESPN? Fox? NBC? We don't show commercials. Do trying to hold off Goki. 2 more laps. All he's got to do is hit his marks. Goki just has to hit them better and stay in the draft. Down the backstretch they're going to go. Second to last time this race. Goki moving to the bottom to make a move. Not going to work. Doesn't close in far enough. 1 lap to go. Brought to you by absolutely nobody. Goki trying to close in. This is going to have to be a desperation move. To the bottom she goes. They're gonna go door to door down the back straightaway. Go get to the bottom of Do the Do. This is gonna be down to the wire, folks. It's gonna be a photo finish. She pushes it up just a little bit. They're gonna come to the line side by side. It's gonna be Do the Do wins and a nail biter of a finish by 0.02 of a second. Congratulations to the duo on winning at the Phoenix Raceway. I've been Dale Jr. Fan 62. We'll see you next week.